This is the section of the test that you can do really good in. It's really easy to do good in the assessment section. I'll give you some suggestions. If you go to any of those practice exams that are in the pre-workshop homework and you do a control search for the word assess or assessment, any question with the word assessment is an assessment question. We're going to see a bunch of them right now, but we've seen a couple of them in the class already. So I'll say it again. On all those practice exams, if you want to do really good in this section, do a control find on the PDFs, search for the word assessment. If it's in the question, then it's in a type of assessment question. You'll see that as we do some of these sample questions, okay? Let's start with the difference between formative assessments and summative assessments. What are formative assessments? What are those? Formative. I always got this confused in school. What are formative assessments? They're ongoing assessments, check-ins. Okay, so they're any type of assessment used to gather information to guide instruction. So they can be a quiz. They can be homework. They can be classwork. They could be very informal. You know, an informal thumbs up. That's supposed to be a thumb. Thumbs up or thumbs down. That's terrible. That does not even look like a thumb. What other things can they be? Formative assessments, quizzes, homework, classwork, instructional conversations with the student, an exit ticket. Anything else? Okay, these are used to gather information to guide instruction. They can be done before, during instruction. They can be done after instruction to see how you did. All right, they're used to plan. When we talk about summative, what's the summative assessment? What's that? What's that? Summative. Summative is like a formal exam, a test. You can think of it as a test, an end of the unit test, it could be an end of a year test like the MCAS or AXIS. What are some other major summative tests? Something that measures where you are. SATs. Well, SATs are not quite that. SATs are comparing you against another student. They're not quite summative, not in that way. Okay, if you, in some states, what state is that? That's North Carolina, is that right? That's the same thing as the MCAS. This is the MCAS is for Massachusetts, the EOGs is for North Carolina. You get the idea. These are exams that are used to measure where the student is. They measure growth. They measure the end of the year progress that student's made over the course of the year. So yes, there's lots of different assessments like that, and even a test like your classroom exams, an end of the unit exam, a history exam on the American Revolution. If you've done the unit, you're measuring to see what the students acquired. Okay. All right. We're going to look at a couple questions. When you read the questions, I want you to watch out for the word assessment or assess. That's always a light bulb saying that this is an assessment question. Everyone take a moment. This is our first one. Read it to yourself. 30 seconds, go. Read this one over. 30 seconds. Give me a thumbs up when you've read this question. I'm glad that a lot of teachers are reading this in 30 seconds. Who's like, hey, Chris, I'm not reading it in 30 seconds. This takes me a lot longer. Who falls into that camp? That's a little too fast for me. That's okay. I'm giving the goal of 30 seconds. If you do this at home and you're reading it 30 seconds to a minute, that's fine, okay? I'm doing the 30 seconds as a goal because how much time do you have to answer the whole thing? You have a maximum, you have what? Less than 2 minutes, right? So we shoot for 30 seconds. If you do it in a minute, that's fine. As long as you know you got to do it in 2 minutes, right? We're trying to build our pace. Does everyone see the word assessment? We have an informal assessment. So we have a assessment. So if we were going to ID this is going to be one of those assessment questions, right? And it's an informal. So what does that mean? Informal assessment means what? It's used to what? Gather information. It's a formative assessment. So this is a type of formative assessment that's used to gather information. And this type of formative assessment is, it's not standardized. I mean, it could be, it's something that the teacher is creating to gather some quick information. Now it says here that they're working in the grade. We have a first grade. What are major concepts that first graders do? Like, what are they doing a lot of? First grade, they're doing a lot of what? Phonemic awareness? Sight words? And I was going to say, they're working with a lot of high frequency words, right? And some of those are regular, right? Phonetically regular. And some of those are high frequency sight words that are irregular. And that's what we have here. What are some high frequency sight words that are regular? What words might we have? Everyday words. Ship, sheep, right? Street. CBC words. What else? Maybe we have car, control. Maybe we have right. Maybe we have okay. Let's do irregular. So let's stick with this for a moment. Just looking at the regular words. What does this have? SH. What's that? Consonant diagraph, right? Double E. What's that? Vowel diagraph. Okay. What about STR? What's that? Consonant cluster. What do we have here? Car has what? R control. Right has what? Right has two things. Silent letter, as well as magic key. Yeah? Okay, so these are high frequency regular words. Consonant diagraphs, vowel diagraphs, consonant clusters, controlled R, magic E, things like that. What about irregular words? What might you see? Let's write them down. The, who, what, my, so, of, right? Okay, great. So we're doing this. We're thinking, we're reading this over. We know it's an assessment question. It even says assessment twice. Assessment, right? So we know it's an assessment question, and we know the grade level, and we see these things, and in our head, these ideas are churning in our heads as we read it. Yes, it's a type of blend. We're going to call it a cluster. It's a blend with three things. Which is the best one? Which would be the best type of assessment? Would it be C or D? Let's focus in on C or D. Take a second look at those. C or D. I'll narrow down your choices. I'm not saying you're wrong. What happens is once you type it, everyone follows. Is it D or is it C? What's wrong with C? What is wrong with C? Everyone got the answer. What's wrong with C though? Teacher allows each student to select a grade appropriate text. So let's think about that. Student selects the text. Does that seem reasonable? Why not? Why would that not be a valid and reliable? Why would that not give you reliable results in terms of in terms of gauging where the student really is? They're going to pick something that they're comfortable with, right? We're not going to get an actual sense of where the student is. Okay, so this wouldn't give us great results because it would definitely be favoring the student because they pick a book that they're familiar with. Does this one make sense? Teacher prepares list of grade appropriate words. Doesn't that sound right? Teacher prepares list of grade appropriate words and has the students read the words out loud and records the result. Would B be for higher grades? Does everyone see that D's right? D sounds the best. Teacher prepares list, grade appropriate words, and the student reads aloud and they record. Yes. Student selects text. Nah, that's a red flag, right? Teacher meets individually with, someone said, what about B? Teacher meets individually with students and asks the student to write a list of words the student knows how to read. I think, again, that would kind of be like C. The student would be writing words that they're comfortable with, right? Does that make sense? So they're going to write words that they're comfortable with, probably shy away from words that they're not comfortable with. So you're not going to get you're going to have different words for different students. So it's going to be hard to measure where that student is compared to other students. That's why I think D is the one. Teacher prepares the list. That way they can measure all the students off that one list. Okay, D is the answer. All right. Yes, you won't get the correct, you'll get different data results because you'll be using different words. Okay. Let's look at another one.